Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person, so when it reached the person it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was hit.
This mock riot demonstrates the power of a non-lethal weapon sitting 500 meters away.
Non-lethal weapons are a valuable tool to help the warfighter minimize collateral damage in the killing of innocents.
It may also be used to replace traditional methods.
Rubber pellets, pepper spray, riot batons involve getting closer. And if you're close, then you're at danger, in danger. Distance and shielding is the key.
This active denial system is the first non-lethal weapon of its kind. When directed towards a target, it produces an unbearable heat sensation, producing millimeter waves at a frequency of 95 gigahertz. Using an antenna to direct and shoot an invisible energy beam, giving airmen who fight on the front lines more options that will hopefully bring the number of war casualties down.
If we're able to utilize this and they're not hostile, that takes away a lot of threat. I believe it'll be a great asset over there, especially at the gates and on the perimeter.
This weapon does not cause injury. And extensive tests show there are no side effects.
Because I'm tired, I'm really tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of how the press is manipulating everything that's been happening in this situation. They do not tell the truth, they're liars. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to break dancing. All these are forms of black dancing. The minute I started breaking the all-time record in record sales, I broke Elvis's records, I broke Beatles' records. The minute it became the all-time best-selling albums in history in the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight they called me a freak, they called me a homosexual, They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me.
You know, being the artist that I am, at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony. Several billion. And they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them.
Yeah! Pop legend Michael Jackson has died. Paramedics were called to his LA home after he suffered a cardiac arrest. He was rushed to UCLA Medical Center and arrived in a deep coma, but they were unable to revive him. The news comes as 50-year-old Jackson was attempting a comeback with 50 sold-out shows at London's O2 Arena.
It means they want to hear someone sing. They want to hear someone who, for all the years I have been in the business, which is now going on 30 years, sing love to them. Not so much strip for them, take their clothes off for them, or, you know, do soft porn for them. They want to hear love. They want to feel love. They want to raise their daughters with an integrity and in dignity and a pride that doesn't require that. So I just thought that's what it was about. And I think I'm right. It does not change. People change the music. They become characters instead of really displaying their gifts. And if you look behind a lot of the people that are out there that are like, you know, wearing these weird, you know, kind of clothing, which has nothing, you know, I'm not, you know, talking about anyone in particular, but I've seen for myself. But there are some extremely gifted and talented young women and young men out there who don't have to really put on Halloween costumes. Just be themselves, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a little, you know, extravagance, you know, a little, you know, flair, a little, you know, sexiness or sultriness is cool. But some of them are very dark.
And of course, Rihanna is in the building.
Hey, Angie.
I cannot believe it's been so long that we have done this.
You know, I am misunderstood a lot at times. My music, my image, people have their whole thing about me, whether it be me being a devil worshiper or whatever. Besides them reading into my hand over my eye on my album cover.
Why is your hand over your eye on your album?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
Having artistry is one thing, but being dark and just like, you know, different weird stuff is not becoming to, I don't know, to me, it's not becoming at all.
Congratulations, Nikki. It looks like you saved all of humanity. The nation pays you.